Bruno Gröning's Peace Speech continues. How often have you sinned against your body? How often have you overburdened your body? How often have you given your body too much of that which it did not need at all? But that was temptation, that was seduction, and you knew no limit. You could not control yourself, and you couldn't control your body either when it was attacked by evil. And yet you must do all of this. How true it is, and how good it is too, that I have never said anything untruthful to you. Each time you have heard me speak, you were able to convince yourself further. I would also say here, how many mistakes would I not have made, and how much evil would I not have done, if I would have fought just one case against only one doctor, let alone a number of doctors. What for? What gives me the right? And what would have been the point? No, I have contemplated everything in peace and with patience. As I have said before, medical journals have written a great deal untrue about Gröning, and they have absolutely pulled him to pieces. He was supposed to be the most wicked and disgusting person. Oh, please, I have certainly been aware of it, even if I have not actually read it myself, and then I just say, oh, here is the name of Gröning again. I really must meet him one day. You see, friends, a healthy sense of humor is always good. But what is the intention of all this? As small as he is in size, so large has he been described. And they have written so much about him. These people previously believed, we shall bring him to his knees. But I say, it's not possible to cut Gröning down in size, because he is already small. Or have I ever felt myself to be superior? Have I ever said, I'm great? Or have I ever said, I know everything? No, I don't know much. Do you know what I know? Nothing more than just that which unfortunately human beings no longer know today. I don't know anything more than that, that's all. Now, to understand these people, that is a real study, a real lesson. To fathom people, never to take in any evil, even when they write something evil. I'm only happy when people now gradually start to accept the truth. So, little by little it will happen. Someone has to start. But just as it is here, it is in many other places as well. As I mentioned earlier, these slanderous articles have piled up. What would you think if you were to see my archive? Then you would say, how is this possible? Have you collected all that? Yes, they have turned me, strictly speaking, into a paper collector. Look, I have collected paper, and everything has been meticulously taken care of. It has all been well sorted out and filed in sequence. You find every month, every year in there, and they have also written what it is all about. It's all in there. Up to now, I have never thought of taking even one single person to court. All I have sometimes done is to ask some of the authorities, please just tell me, do you want to provoke me or push me into doing that what people have done to me, which is simply to repeatedly accuse Gröning, to cover him with dirt? Should I do that by starting formal lawsuits? well, then I would not have been able to do anything else. No, I have done none of that. I say, sooner or later it will happen that people come to their senses and come to recognition. They will draw a lesson from all of this, that they listen to reason and begin to understand, that they in peace follow the one whom they have to follow, and then, whilst being peaceful, know how to treat other people accordingly. And I say, there is an indication, but please, there should be no praise for me. I do not wish to be presumptuous in any way because of this, no friends, but I do have a small indication, a little hint, that it is nevertheless true that people have come to the realization today that it is faith that really moves people. Belief in the good that really moves people to the good, to God. I could show you a great deal. I have a great many publications. There are books, believe it or not, that doctors have written, which you don't know about yet, and every one of them expresses in his own way how he has gathered this information about which he is convinced, and he expresses his conviction. And one fine day he will find the courage to tell everyone the truth as well. In fact, I am really amazed that this was accepted by this newspaper as it was, but gradually people now start to realize it. And now I would like to ask one of the friends to read it. It's not very much. And a woman wants to read. And Bruno says, but then nice and loud, please, so that everyone can hear it. And the woman reads, a placebo experiment and no end. Some bright spark in the USA came up with the idea of demonstrating by using a double-blind test and trustworthy statistics what many doctors were already aware of. If a sick person has faith in a medicine, then it's much more effective than if he doesn't have faith in it. If there is any kind of potentiation in the science of pharmacology, it is certainly this. Pyramidon plus faith, morphine plus faith, and naturally also dysmenol plus faith. All of these are more effective than the mentioned remedies without faith. Whoever is still not aware of this can learn it from Mr. Gröning, that even nothing plus faith can really be effective too. Nothing plus faith can be really effective too. More than 30 years ago, I recommended cacao suppositorius as a sleeping aid. It really should not be necessary to go on writing about all of this today. But now here is the placebo research with its double-blind experiment, and after medical clinics became interested in it, gradually began to spread to other disciplines as well. Why shouldn't we try it in the throat, nose and ear clinic? Why not in the orthopedic clinic? And that produces every time a new article. Bruno Gröning tells her to stop. Yes, that's enough, isn't it? And the people present says yes. Now, my dear friends, Bruno continues, what you've got here is just the beginning, but here are already many other books. I could just as easily have read you something out of a little book that has been written by Dr. George Walls, or by others. No matter where I open a book, I'm saying, has he stolen that from me? He writes exactly what I talk about, how I want things to be, and he does exactly the same with this, as he has written it here, as I have always done it. You see, it's a good instruction manual, medicine for body and soul. And there are a great many books. You have the time. I never have the time to go into a bookstore and ask, what have you got? If from time to time I get a book recommended to me, if friends give me a recommendation or provide me with the book straight away, then I have it. I have not read it yet, but it's enough for me. Isn't it enough for you as well? Well, but please, if you first want to read it, you can certainly do that. As long as you understand, take to heart what is good for you, take that on board. What do you not understand? You cannot take on board. But you will also find in there that a human being is subject to many disturbances, and that he falls prey to those again and again, just as he has often fallen prey to those in the past, and that he then weakens more and more. And not even a doctor is helped with this. No one is. The person himself is certainly not helped. Well, dear friends, you will surely not believe that I have ever done anything other than simply speak the truth, that people really have received the good because of this. Have I healed? That is the question now. Or has it led someone to his health and salvation? And that's why I say, it has led a person to his health and salvation because he affirmed it, and he said yes to it, and because he really sticks to the good now, because he needs it. That's the most important thing. If I were to ask you a few questions now, do you believe that you too will experience health and salvation? That is what it comes down to now. If you do, then you know what you have to do, that you have to release yourself from all evil and not always go surrendering yourself to evil again and again, so that you are not being continuously disturbed. And when you feel well, I say it again and again, as it cannot be said often enough, then go to your doctor as well and say, Doctor, would you please give my body a thorough examination? You know that I've been treated by you for a long time for such and such reason, and now I feel, since so and so many days, I feel well again. Is that possible? He will examine you, and then you have the guarantee, and you also have the assurance, and you will say, my doctor has ascertained it too. And if he is amazed by various things, that the evil in your body, the disturbances in your body, the doctor will call it the illness. I don't speak about illness, he speaks about it, and you do it too. That the illness is no longer there, he will say, well, what have you done? A miracle has happened with you. This is a mystery to me. How is this possible? Then you just tell him the truth, how this was possible. Previously you were not able to believe. You had no trust in the doctor. You also did not believe in what he did with you, what he prescribed for you, what he gave you by way of medication. Again and again you were suspicious and rejected that, saying, oh, that won't help me at all, whether I take it or not. And now it is different. Don't you believe that he will be delighted and happy as well? I think he will. There are already many doctors, dear friends, who feel happy when one of their patients has come to him and has reported this to him. But only speak the truth, do not lie, because every lie that you tell, that you make up, that you yourself smooth over, I have to say this very clearly, this comes back to you. With this you will burden yourself, believe you me. People do this very often. A lot is taken in during the day. Lied to one person and not cheated another, whether consciously or subconsciously. That remains the same. A person does not call himself to order. He does not hold himself accountable. When it's time for him to go to bed, he puts his head down, he lies down and believes that he can now sleep, or thinks that he cannot sleep. Anyway, he is burdened. He thinks already about the next day, about the next morning, what's tomorrow going to be like. Thus, he cannot come to terms with himself. You would easily come to terms with yourself if you were to settle matters with yourself every day. Ask yourself the right question. Your next need not to hear it. If a wife poses a question, she needs not to say anything to her husband and family, to no one, not to tell anyone, no. First he has to come to terms with himself. If you do this on a daily basis, dear friends, that you settle matters with yourself every day and ask yourself the question, did I do everything right? Did I not lie to that person? Did I not pass any evil on to him? It puts a strain on you, doesn't it? You would say that your conscience is burdened. Yes, that's correct. And you become restless. And you are going to worry even more. Finally, you will be without energy. And disturbances start to happen. But whoever is pure cannot be shaken by it at all. He keeps calm and says, no, I stick to the truth. I do not lie, I do not deceive anyone. I say it exactly how it is, and then I feel comfortable with it. Nonetheless, every day I call myself to account by asking, did I say the right thing to everyone? Could I not have mentioned something in addition? Also, I consider, no, I wasn't able to do that because then I was distracted. Someone spoke at the same time as I was speaking, or he interrupted me. I have to rectify that omission, for with this incomplete story, he can't yet have what is right. So I have to tell him the whole story, then I'm free. If you were also a bit like this, that would be much, much better. And you will feel very happy that you now stick to the truth and that you no longer lie, because with this you cheat your next as well as yourself. So let go of all this. You don't need those burdens at all. And because you really need the good, dear friends, do not doubt this. Make good use of your time. Seize every opportunity like the one here today to receive as much as possible. To hear good things as well as feeling the good. Do you think it's necessary that I ask you all individually how you feel? Do I have to do that? No, I don't. After all, you can ascertain yourself whether you have a good or bad feeling, a calm or a restless feeling. All this, my dear friends, you can determine yourself. Another person can't tell you that. You have to know it yourself. You have to convince yourself of everything. If you are convinced of yourself and of your own body, I say it again, then you can also convince your next. Then you can advise him and say, do the same as I've done. I used to be in that state too. I was always restless. I was never happy with myself, not content with my body, not pleased with anything else either. No, I was not happy with my family. I was not satisfied with my job. All that meant nothing to me. I was a dissatisfied person. I was extremely restless. I was completely at a loss as to what to do. Today, I'm perfectly calm. Today I'm enjoying life. Today I live life in such a way that I say, yes, children, this is a wonderful life. I can experience so much that I have never experienced before. I've wasted my life. I just raced around. I had no time for all the good that I really needed. I also had no passion and no love for it. People have lost so much by living like that, you see. On the other hand, it's good when I meet friends or other people, even people who were once my real enemies, although they were unaware of it. They had heard evil, seen evil, that's to say they had read evil and have believed people without checking any facts, and by doing so they fought with Gröning. And so several people were also grasped by this evil. I approached each one of them calmly. I only spoke the truth. When I asked them this question, do you believe that you now will experience the truth as well? Or do you already feel it? Do you have the feeling that I did not lie to you, nor that I betrayed you? Yes, I do. Good. And then they became my friends. And you always said to yourself beforehand, I will not be able to deal with my relatives. I will not be able to deal with all of them. I say, I can deal with them, and precisely with those who could not handle themselves and who wanted that bad things happened to me. Those were carriers of evil, who had taken in a lot of evil. In order to remove this evil, you just call them to order and tell them the real truth. Do you think that you can master that too? Exactly that? You will only have it easier because one shall not write that much about you. It is unique that they wrote so much about Gröning. I always have to laugh about it. However, I know how to answer with kindness, without saying one single bad word to such a person. I don't use evil words. I did not allow myself to lose my peace. And should that happen to you, my dear friends, that you are being attacked by evil, do not accept evil, do not listen to it, let alone speak it, let alone use your body to do evil. I'm warning you. To be continued.